the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. When the blazing sun is gone, when the nothing shines upon, then you show your little light. Twinkle, twinkle all the night. Then the traveler in the dark thanks you for your little spark.
So it's announced from EA that Dead Space is getting a remake from EA Games. For those who don't know, Dead Space is a trilogy of games that is set in a post-Earth environment in space. We play as Isaiah Clarke, an engineer who comes to the Ishimura with a crew of 2 other people and discover that the Ishimura is being infested by necromorphs. Basically, they're zombies, but they're worse. I'm not going to spoil the entire trilogy of games, but I can tell you that is actually the answer to Resident Evil when Resident Evil became more action-oriented. Dead Space is different from Resident Evil because it focuses on survival and atmosphere. Survival and atmosphere, where you have to actually be smart about defeating enemies instead of shooting them point blank. The game trilogy spawned some spin-offs and 2 anime series. One of them was Dead Space Aftermath and Dead Space Downfall. Now, the anime series that actually led me to discover the Dead Space trilogy was Dead Space Downfall. And even though it was not an anime, it gave me a good prequel to what's to come to the Dead Space series. I did not actually play Dead Space, but I did saw a Let's Play of the first 2 games by Saniac, called Saniac Plays the Entire Dead Space Saga and Saniac Plays Dead Space. Seriously, for those of you who have no idea what the game will be about, seriously, view Let's Play of Dead Space played by Saniac, or even better, just type in Dead Space Saniac and you have 3 options. Saniac Plays Dead Space, Saniac Plays the Entire Dead Space Saga Live, and Saniac Plays Dead Space 2. Basically, it doesn't matter which one. I always start with Saniac Plays Dead Space and Saniac Plays Dead Space 2. Cause it'll give you a good idea what the game is. Now, Dead Space getting a remake is good news. The bad news is that they want to make the remake relevant to modern audiences. That means that some of the things in the game might be taking off instead of just doing a straight remake with the same, either the same voice actors or they're using the same script. It reads that the team from EA Merv is currently working on the Dead Space remake, was planning on adding cut content from the first game, which is really good. Which is a good thing. A remake should be a complete remake, including adding cut content for the first game, enhancing graphics, basically making the game better. The bad news is that they're going to remove some things to stay relevant to modern audiences. Now, what is modern audiences? People who are into survival horror, or people who are not into survival horror and just want a straight-up shoot-'em-up game? Rumors of a possible remake of the original Dead Space were finally proven true at last month's EA Play live stream event, where the remake was officially announced for PC and next-gen consoles at last. Next-gen consoles. This includes a PS5 if you can still get it, since it's been currently in a shortage. It was exciting news when the team revealed that it will be adding content and ideas from deleted materials and the sequels. So they're not only adding deleted content from that was going to be in the original game, but from the sequels as well. In a Meet the Team interview with EA, it seems the team will also be removing content from the original that feels out of date. Feels out of date culturally or gameplay-wise. Because if the game isn't broken, if you just want to improve on it, that's fine. But if you want to remove it entirely and replace it with a different mechanism to make it easier for normies instead of basically being faithful to the original game, that's a bad idea. Art director Mike Yashan, who also worked on Dead Space 2, explained that everything the team does is aspect of the original game, which includes taking things out. Now, who's actually responsible for the original game of Dead Space and the Dead Space trilogy? Visual Games. The same Visual Games for that also created Battlefield Hardline, which the story itself, as I'm trying to get out of tangent here, is more of a hardcore cop show, cop thriller, law enforcement thriller, but that's not related to Dead Space. But seriously, Visual Games was the game company that produced the entire Dead Space trilogy. Even though Dead Space 3 was more action than survival horror. And due to the fact that Visual knew that the game series was going to be cancelled, they had an insurance policy of adding a different ending to the game, which I will not go and spoil. As the arc continues, we are taking the opportunity to also do away with some things that don't work, Yasha explains, and make sure the game stays relevant to modern audiences. Modern audience, again, meaning people who don't actually care about survival horror or just casual gamers. While the idea of EA of making things modern in a Dead Space game raises the spectrum of microtransactions that tarnish the franchise, this seems to be in the spirit of actually improving the gameplay and will be done surgically, according to Yashan. Regardless, EA seems to have learned, at least from the States, with Dead Space 3, and microtransactions are apparently not coming back. Yeah, we don't trust you on that, EA. We also recently learned that the remake's in experienced hands, as the director of Assassin's Creed Valhalla has joined the team. Regardless, we might not be seeing it for a while, but so has a browse for some of our best horror games on PC to keep you occupied until then. Seriously, if you're really into Dead Space, if you're really interested in this game, I would advise you to buy the original Dead Space trilogy on EA Origin while you can. You got plenty of time. Matter of fact, I will just buy it right now, just in case the remake of Dead Space replaces the original Dead Space, original first Dead Space game. Because even though they're going to do a surgery, with the way things are, they might remove more than you expected. They might remove some of the dialogue lines from the original script to make it more sensible to sensitive audiences. Because these days, everything is changing in the gaming landscape to cater to normies. But seriously, what do you think about EA taking out or adding things in the original Dead Space for this remake? Leave a comment below. Like, subscribe, share, do all those good stuff for the algorithm, and I'll see you on the next video. Try to take care of yourselves, will you?